our first fruit trees of the new coghill.
I have been anticipating this day for a long time.
So we are over here in our future fruit orchard, which is right beside the house site right there. Got Tuck with us, got MaryCarl with us this morning, and we are super excited because we have decided to go to our favorite nursery, Petals from the Past, and go get some fruit trees, our first fruit trees of the new coghill.
I have been anticipating this day for a long time.
Me too. We tried to grow several fruit trees at the little cog, and really the only successful one was the fig, the big giant fig, and I really didn't have anywhere else to plant anymore. We had we had a wild persimmon tree that did well, but we had a pomegranate tree that did pretty good.
Yes.
But the figs and pomegranates, that was it. We had tried a pear a long time ago,
right,
and a plum, and they didn't make it. Oh, I had the 2 Asian pears.
That's right.
No, they got big and everything, but I'd get a couple of fruit every now and then. But I don't think I had enough sunlight. That was my biggest deal.
It was a semi-wooded property, and we had this mulched first.
Yep.
And it left behind a pretty blank slate for us.
It did.
We then had Greg come in and eliminate some trees that were too big for the mulcher.
Yep. So here's the thing though. Now's the time to plant fruit trees in our area. We're in zone 8 and we have super mild winters. So we plant fruit trees and fruit bushes and fruit vines and all that type of stuff now. Fall to on well into winter. Usually January, February is when we want to stop planting that kind of stuff, and it's because those trees and bushes go dormant in the winter. We have mild winters, so we don't have to worry about them getting hit by hard freezes, and we typically have wet winters, so we don't have to worry about watering all the time or fertilizing because they're dormant, so they can establish a really good root system before that heat sets in. So now's the time for us to start planting. We know we want to put fruit trees in here. I got an idea how I want them to go in here.
I'm glad you do. I know what I want, but I don't know how to lay it out.
I'm going to come back and plant blueberries, blackberries, some muscadines, that kind of thing, but I want to do that probably in this area, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to need a trellis system for the vines, and I'm not for sure exactly where we want to put our blackberry rows. So we'll come back to that. Today, I want to look at fruit trees and what they have available. I know I want apple trees, and there's only a few apples that we can grow because we have such mild winters. And persimmons one, figs, plums, and we'll talk to our good friend Jason, who owns Petals from the Past, and he will give us all the tips and what we need to grow now and what varieties we should grow, and we'll lean on him heavy as to what varieties we put in here and what we put in here right now.
There's a reason that's our favorite nursery.
That is exactly
the knowledge is
endless. He's like a walking encyclopedia. Well, let's go knock out the chores, and then we're gonna ride over to Jemison, Alabama, and head on over to Petals, which now is only 20 minutes away from us.
That's right. Are you ready?
We'd have to plan a whole day around going over there, but now we can just hop in the farm truck and head over there.
That's right.
What's up, Nuggo? What's up, buddy? Hey, any fruit tree that you want? Any certain fruit tree?
You know what he wants?
No? He's gone.
Grapes.
We're gonna do grapes.
We are.
We're gonna do our native grape to this area, which is called a muscadine. We don't grow your typical grapes here well because of our hot and humid climate, but we can grow muscadines, which is a wild native grape here, and there's so many varieties.
Well, won't we have to build a trellis before we get our...
Yeah.
So we won't get those.
We were not going to buy grapes today. Okay. We're not going to buy bushes today. We're not going to buy
I was just going to make sure.
Blackberries today. We're not going to buy those things. And we want to do kiwi.
You hear that, Moody?
I haven't told MaryCarl that, but we want to do kiwis. We can grow kiwis here.
Yeah, we're going to do kiwis.
Moody said he wants apples, please.
Yeah, apples, pears. Yeah, all of these. Look at his teeth. Look at his pretty little teeth.
You been brushing your teeth?
He has. I took him to the dentist when MaryCarl and I went and had ours cleaned, and he hung his head out the sunroof.
Oh my gracious.
Nugget, we won't leave you out, buddy. You'll get to go too. Okay?
Yeah. Nugget
we'll
will
alternate. You'll get one time, and old Moody will get the next. Will that work?
That'll work.
Y'all can be brothers from another mother.
That's my brother.
Let's get y'all fed.
Let's get him fed this morning. I tell you what, I will get him going. That way you can go in there and get the boys fed and not have to worry about him knocking the bowls back over.
Idea.
Come on, Moo Man. That you ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, brother. There you go, Big Daddy. Yeah, there you go. That did work out. Except the boys are gonna start playing musical chairs over there.
Of course. That's how they roll.
That is how they roll.
Okay.
Nugget, I bet Nugget would like kiwi. Yeah. I bet he would.
Like what?
Kiwis.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Icky.
He is picky.
All right, buddy, let's see if you'll eat this animal cracker. Sure will.
Give me another one. Whoa.
Hey, that's a whole cracker, buddy.
Whoa, buddy, slow you down.
No. I didn't know it was going to be like that.
I didn't know you were going to eat 15 animal crackers there.
Goodness.
He's worse than the goats.
And I did put some feed in their feeder already.
Yeah.
Just because when I came out, they were kind of vocal.
Yeah, quieted them down a little bit.
Here, ducks, y'all got the rest of them. Nugget was gorging. On to the girl.
What's up, Capri? Hey, Fifi.
The girl's and the boss lady.
Have you noticed that brown spot on her right side chest there?
Yes.
It's like it just popped up. I'm sure it was probably there, but it was really light.
Well, you know.
But now it's gotten more.
And this is the craziest thing ever.
What's that?
But when Bootsy, as well as Bo Peep, were pregnant,
Yeah.
they developed some moon spots
They
that they
did.
don't ordinarily have.
Isn't that weird?
And so I'm wondering if when we do breed them, if their color's going to change dramatically. Kind of like Bootsy. Let's get them fed.
Let's get them fed.
Peachy said don't.
Let's get Tucker petted here so she'll stop that meowing. Oh, she wanted a little pet this morning. Yeah. Is there any type of fruit tree that you're interested in, Tucker? Huh? Any fruit trees? Peach.
She wanted something she could climb.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Peaches will probably take any fruit trees.
She probably will. Her favorite's persimmon, as we know.
Yes, and we are planning to get a persimmon tree if they have some in stock.
Now this is for peaches. She said it's just got to be just the right amount of water.
Yeah.
She tells me how much it is.
Does she?
Yeah.
All right, girls. Y'all ain't had no food yet, girls? Of course not, man. Give us an animal cracker, though, before we eat breakfast. Dessert before breakfast. How are your chickens? Good. There we go.
All right, on to the chickens
And turkeys.
and turkeys and.
One of the PITs has decided that she wants to strut and gobble. What's going on?
Who is
here?
this one?
Ruby.
Rhonda over here.
There's
She's just laying back.
Rhonda's like, Ruby, what's going on with you, girl?
She's done this ever since she was a baby to me.
Has she? Tommy! What's up, Thomas? Hey, Tommy, any type of fruit tree? No? I know what MaryCarl's pigeons are going to want.
What?
Figs.
That's right.
Don't your Victoria Crowns love figs? Get our waters cleaned up.
And so many people have asked, are we going to have our watering station?
Yeah.
And we are.
Yes.
But here's the deal. We don't want to make a hasty decision about where we're going to put it because we're not all settled up yet. So for now, I'm okay with cleaning the waters on the ground.
Right.
But we do plan to install the watering system like we had at Little Cog. make things easier while won't have to be down on the ground. But right now, this is working out.
And we actually have 2 watering stations.
We do.
At Little Cog, they're all in the same area because of our chicken processing.
Yep.
But now we're going to do 2 different stations.
That's right.
Okay.
The Serramas in Modern Games were good.
They're
the
good?
other Modern Game laid an egg, I think.
Oh, cool.
It's in the other nest lot, so
Uh-huh.
it's a different color.
Oh, cool. You want to go look at them?
Yeah.
Let's go check them out.
I mean, they lay every day.
That's good.
I disposed of some of them because they're busted ones.
And
I
Modern
had
Games
to
aren't very broody, are they?
No, they aren't. And then this is the new egg.
Oh,
See, it's a
wow.
little bit of a different color than these in different shape.
It is. And there they are. There's blueberry, there's cobbler, and there's blackberry. And that's Tiny Tim. Hello, Tiny Tim. He wants y'all to see him over there.
Yeah, we gotta go see.
Tiny Tim said he is small, but he is mighty.
I already gave him scratch.
Did you?
Yes.
What's up, Timmy? And Melinda? Look how they stand. Look at that. She's doing it. That's a Serrama stance right there. See how she got her chest bowed up? What's up, little Timmy?
Oh, give him some scratch.
What's up, little Timmy? Well, hello. What's going on, Pipsqueak? All right, Serramas. We gotta go get some fruit trees. We were about to load up and head on out. We are almost through our chores this morning. So, what fruit trees are you wanting? Any fruit trees?
I want a pear tree.
What kind of pear?
I don't know.
Asian?
I don't know.
All right, so we are here. We are fixing to go fruit tree shopping.
Fruit tree shopping. Not much is in bloom this time of year.
No, it's not.
The nursery's still pretty.
It is pretty. I can't believe the roses that are blooming now. But it is pretty. Really pretty. Those camellias. Smell good too. Something does anyways. What's what?
Pearl glam. Kind of like beauty berry.
It does look like beautyberry. What is it?
Pearl glam.
Looks a lot like beautyberry.
And we've started fooling with some of these crosses, like the pluot, plum crossed with
Okay,
apricot.
okay.
We've pluary, but they're going to fall in that same high maintenance
Gotcha,
category. So
gotcha.
I really like to get you good success with apples, pears, figs, and then we can get into that.
Okay,
All right,
good.
here's the apples are right here, and we've got that's a crab apple, Prairie
Okay.
Fire, beautiful one. That one is Profusion Pink. This is our southern native crab apple, and that is a consistent producer every year.
If you had a choice, which one would you get on the crab apples?
Well, I believe because these are they're more, gosh, I do the native one. I love it.
Okay.
It can get a little bigger than what we might necessarily want, but we can prune to maintain
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But it's brilliant when it blooms, but it also makes fruit.
Okay.
Which is so nice.
Awesome.
For sure. So we'll get one of those, and then let's look if we've got an apple to go with it that you like. Super Chief is one of the Red Delicious strains that does very, very well.
Okay.
John of Gold, I don't want to fool with that. Granny Smith gets too much fire blight here, and it definitely would in Billingsley too. Yellow Delicious, no. Let's see if we got an Arkansas Black. Yeah, we got an Arkansas Black
Okay.
right here. That's the one. And we grew this one. We propagated this one, so that's the one we're going to do.
And that's a good apple.
It's a great apple.
Okay.
Yeah. This is this one is a October ripening, Southern heirloom, and it's about that size, and it gets so pretty dark red that it looks purple
Awesome.
and almost black. So
Is there another apple you suggest too?
yeah, there is, and
Okay.
I think for you we ought to do that crab apple for the combination
Okay.
of this one, and then leave us space for one more
Okay.
because I'd like to put in either a Cumberland Spur or Either we do a Cumberland spur, which is the only patented apple in the state of Alabama.
Okay.
Or we'll do a, you know, we can grow really Fuji. We can grow really well.
Okay.
You know, and it's got such good.
And you'll have those in
January.
January. Okay, we'll do that then.
But this guy right here.
15 foot apart.
Yes.
Okay.
If you will, if you'll use
Okay.
your standard spacing, no closer one to the other than 15 feet from the center of this one to the next.
Okay.
You could go as far apart as 20, but no closer than 15.
Okay, great.
And then that way we're in good shape. And what we need to do with this apple before you leave is I'm going to go ahead and I'll cut the top out. That way you'll start developing your scaffold limbs lower.
Okay.
Where we want them.
Awesome.
For sure. But I'll prune that one for us.
The crab apple we won't do that with though.
No.
Okay.
It's such a nice, neat shape that down the road you can thin out some of those limbs that get a little too tight in there.
Okay.
And that's it.
Awesome.
And it will set fruit and it will pollinate every apple we ever put in. Of course, strawberries are not a bad choice for one of your raised beds if you end up wanting to add those to the mix. And then that would be the first fruit that you would ripen. And
you know, it's crazy because I think most people think strawberries, plant them in the spring.
Exactly.
They don't think about planting them in the fall or early winter.
That's you're right. And we get questions all the time. You know, the farm across from us is a strawberry farm, and they're ripening beautiful, great big old red berries. They go over there in April, they pick them, and then they come over and they're like, we're ready to plant strawberries.
Yeah,
so
it's way too late.
Wait till fall, because you put it in the fall, it's evergreen, it flowers in the early spring, and then they load down. Yep. But it's a perennial crop for you and I. That farm, they treat it like most farms do. It's annual for them. Yeah. But for you and I, it'll grow, it multiplies, and it really reaches its peak about the 5th year.
You know what? I had no idea it was a perennial crop for us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really?
And so it reaches its peak about the 4th or 5th year when you're making 5 to 6 quarts per plant instead of just a handful.
That is all right. So I'm definitely going to have a strawberry spot.
And I was thinking about your raised beds. You know, if you're doing more of your vegetable gardening in a bigger area, you could use one of those raised beds and grow.
Well, this is my plan. I'm gonna have the big area, then I'm gonna do the flower farm in, and then I'm gonna plant stuff that I couldn't plant the other place, which is like peas, melons. Then Tracy's got me so pumped up about her, and I can't say it right.
Permaculture.
Well, her potager garden, or whatever she calls it.
Yeah. Potager.
It is amazing, and so that's what I want. I want a kitchen garden.
Yes.
And I want it right next to the house.
Exactly.
And the strawberries could go great in that.
Well, you can walk out and just
walk out there and get them. Yes.
You can get access to anything that you want. And that I like too. I think that edible landscaping is really becoming much more of a popular thing. I like the shape of this one right here. And this one, as you can see, does have some thorns on it, so be careful when you get in there, and you can of course limit up as it grows to and matures. But it's the prettiest pink bud, opens to a brilliant white flower, and it'll be solid, covered when it's blooming.
And I love crab apples, and I didn't even think about it when I came over here until I saw them over here, and I love them.
Now the Asian pears you and I are talking about, I think would be the next route to go. And we are growing 3 different varieties. I would like for you to grow for sure this Korean giant. It produces a pear that is no doubt pound to pound and a half.
You know, I think I saw your dad on a YouTube video one time and talking about it, and it was huge.
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. And when they flower, you remember, like we were talking about, they flower before the apples. Yeah. It's without a leaf on it. It's just solid white blooms.
Oh, that's
so we get
beautiful. That
ornamental aspect, and it grows very much upright. So we'll do some pruning with you to help get that shape. And then it sets, and then we'll combine it with Shinko, which is a great partner. Shinko actually has a little higher sugar content, but both of them are delicious, very, very sweet. But you got to have those two for cross-pollination.
And crunchy like an apple.
Crunchy like an apple.
Not
so it's
soft.
Always got, you never get that mealy or soft feel. It's going to be crisp, crunchy, and very juicy.
And you told me you can cook with it, which I didn't know.
Yes, I do. I do a pear crisp that is a mean pear crisp with these Asian pears, and they hold up. And it's like we were talking about. You slice them, and they don't tend to oxidize or turn brown so quickly. Yes, you can just slice them, put them in a salad, and you know, if you don't, nobody gets that salad for an hour. It's still the same pretty white color.
Awesome.
For sure. But we've taken the liberty of already pruning these guys, and so I've got nice shape on all of them. I think we're gonna go with this one. And see those scaffold limbs that have already started? We removed the central leader. That encouraged it to develop these scaffold limbs. So these are fruit-bearing limbs, all 4 of those. And then the next group is going to form right here, and that's going to be another whirl of branches. And then we'll be able to eliminate some of these thinner ones for sure. We've done the same thing over here, so you can see that same kind of pattern. So we've pruned it. It's developing a nice whorl of branches. I think I like this one.
Okay.
Jason, do you see one you like better than that? Oh, that
This
one
one.
right there. Yeah, the one you had your hand on. That's good. Thank you. That's the shape I think we want. So we've got that already developed. We have got 5 good limbs. We won't need this one, so
Okay.
we'll remove it. But there's our first whorl. That will flower this year,
Oh, great.
this next year, and make a few fruit.
Oh, really?
And then it's developing a second whorl.
Okay.
Well, we really don't want that second whorl to develop closer than about 3 feet. So we've pruned it a second time there.
Okay.
And you'll, believe it or not, you'll end up removing these so that you can develop a better whorl a little bit higher, and it allows better air circulation.
Okay.
Less disease problem.
Okay. And when will I do that? When that second one starts coming on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you start getting a good flush of new growth, then
Okay.
it's ready. And I'll leave this buggy. We'll go to figs
Okay.
next, and I'll grab another buggy.
Okay.
For sure. So, you know, you and I were talking about flavors.
Yes.
You've got tons of choices here, from the sweetest ones, like our grandmamas grew, the Celeste and the brown turkey.
Brown turkey.
And then I mentioned, you know, that O'Rourke that Dr. O'Rourke introduced from LSU, which is the improved Celeste, a little bit longer stem. That one's hard to
Definitely want to go with that one.
All right.
And I'm definitely going to want to either an LSU purple for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the most versatile, I think, of everything we grow out here, that purple skin.
Yeah.
So you can eat it fresh because it's sweet, but you remember you can slice it, put it on the grill.
I had one at our other farm, and it was labeled Black Mission. But,
Oh, right,
but me and Scott both agreed that it wasn't Black Mission.
Yeah.
And I think it was LSU purple. Was it Green Esha? Did you
Green
think
Esha.
Esha have those?
That's such a nice one. Green when it's
With
ripe.
a strawberry in the middle.
Strawberry
Yeah,
red
yeah,
in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
for
like
sure.
eating candy.
It is like eating candy.
And you know, it's also what we were doing then. If we get you an O'Rourke,
Uh-huh.
you're getting the earliest bearing.
Got you.
If you get Green Issue, you're getting the latest bearing.
Yep.
And then LSU Purple fruits over 7 weeks instead of 4. So you're getting the one that's going to overlap nicely with O'Rourke and overlap with the a Green Issue.
That sounds good.
I'd give you 3 good starts.
Okay.
And we can go with that same spacing.
Okay.
Is the 1 gallon size all right?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
good. I think I've got.
They grow so fast.
They do.
They're so fast.
You do not have to be patient. And what we're looking for, most of them try to shoot out of the gates like this guy. This is the LSU Black.
Uh-huh.
Try to shoot out of the gates with that one long stem. What we want to do is clip it because we want to force more branching from the base.
Okay.
It'd be better if we have 3 to 5 to 7 limbs coming out of there than just 1. So
Okay.
when it's young like this, you have to kind of do the job for it. Now that's Green Issue back there. I'm going to get that.
Now, what's the difference between the LSU black and LSU purple?
Well,
Besides the color.
There is a slight difference in color, but sugar-wise, they're both
both the
really
same.
sweet.
Okay, so it'd just be-
I would say it's strictly a slight coloration change, and I think LSU Black is slightly more rounded, and then the LSU Purple is a little bit more elliptical.
So it's performance-wise, it's the same thing.
Oh my gosh,
Okay.
yeah, they're both great
Okay,
for fresh
okay.
eating. No two ways about it.
Got us a crabapple tree.
Did you?
Yes.
What about mulberries?
Do you want a mulberry?
Yeah.
I got them, and they're
saw
self-fruitful, so you can have one. It'll make fruit all by itself, but you got to beat the birds to it. Can you do it?
You can feed the birds to it?
You got to.
We'll get a mulberry tree then.
They
Our
are
ducks
fat. Yeah.
used to love them.
Our what did?
Place, the ducks.
Yeah, our ducks did.
They
love
would
them.
go under the tree.
We just
after
had
they
one
fell.
randomly growing. It was a wild mulberry,
Yes,
and it was
and
just native here.
And you could find, and even time you look for the duck, you can find them under the
Yeah.
mulberry tree. Here we go. That's the one I want. That's
Okay.
Green Issue.
Okay.
We've got a nice, I like that angle. We've got a good angle here. What we're trying to do is bring these limbs out at a wide angle.
Okay.
Instead of it growing straight up, so it can branch that way. And we want another one over here. We got one there. We want another one over there. And it can come from the ground, like this one is, or it can come from along the stem, because these are rooted from stem cuttings. So anything that comes from the ground is the same exact plant.
Okay.
But I love that wide angle, and if we can keep it out with that, this one we'll clip it to force it to side branch out.
Awesome.
For sure. And then we want to do
The O'Rourke for sure.
O'Rourke. I want you to have that O'Rourke. All right, that must be in this other side, and then we were going to do LSU Purple for the middle. That's
Yes.
right. I think both of those are over
Okay.
here. For sure. Alma. Aha, here's our LSU Purple, and there's
Okay.
O'Rourke. Yeah. And so we're looking again. More branching is better. And then look at this branching for LSU Purple. We've got several. Here we go. I like this one.
Yeah.
That's branching nicely.
Okay.
Excuse me. That's LSU Purple, and that's O'Rourke.
That's the O'Rourke.
Yeah.
Got you.
So we got that ready to roll, and then we're good. And I think I like this choice. But let me see if I've missed any.
Okay.
No, I like that one better. That's better. Look at this. That LSU Purple's better because we've got the original We've got a branch coming there, and we've just gotten our frost, so all those leaves are coming off now. And look at the new stem coming from the base.
Got a new one coming in.
Yeah, all the same. So that'll be a better choice. Here we go. Yeah, we got a better selection.
Okay.
Here. And you know, I think starting out, Jason, with a single trunk like that on your mulberry, that's starting to branch a little bit.
Okay.
I'd rather go this route. And that is a self-fruitful guy, so it can be in the orchard planting with the other guys, or you like you've had it before, it can just be out
somewhere by itself. Okay,
yeah.
we may do that.
There's no common pest problem, and there's no insect or disease you got to worry about. It's just like we were talking. You just got to get to it before the birds. I can get to it for sure.
A blackberry tree, that's what it looks like.
Exactly. It looks just like a blackberry tree.
Do they taste like a blackberry?
No, I think they're a little, well, they're tart like a blackberry. And so, but I think they're just a little bit sweeter if we get them when they're really, really ripe. And these are, you know, these aren't big. Those are those.
I know what they look like.
Yeah,
they're like blackberries.
yeah.
They do. They
long,
do.
skinny blackberries.
Long, skinny ones. And I think they're just a little bit sweeter than some of those tart ones. If you get it just really ripe, where it just falls off in your hand.
Yeah.
Speaking of blackberries,
Yeah.
the new thornless varieties that are out, are they as awesome as they say they are?
I think the flavor is very, very good. My only complaint is the production is not nearly what you can get with some of these thorn varieties. Okay. So Kiowa, the one we grow,
right? I know that one.
Pick, oh my Lord, 12 to 15 pounds per plant, right?
Yeah.
The thornless ones I love out of University of Arkansas.
That's the one I'm thinking about, the Arkansas one.
Yes, and they are good. They've got everything going for them. Flavor's excellent, but 5 or 6 pounds is considered a really good yield on that. So, but the size is good, the flavor's good. Yeah. It's just you got to have three plants to equal one.
Do you train it the same way you do?
Exactly the same.
Exact same way.
Yeah. Those are all coming from those kind of semi-erect plants, so that growth habit is there. Okay. And it's so easy to train and to
well, our plan is to have a row of blackberries like you got.
Good.
Which she wants the kiwis too.
Yeah.
And we also do want to do muscadines.
Yes. Oh gosh, yeah. And you know the framework, we've used the same framework for our muscadines that we're using for our kiwi. Okay. So you could take that approach if you
that's what we're thinking about. Yes.
But spacing wise, allocate 20 feet of space between one muscadine plant and the other because they fill in the difference. Wow. With the kiwis, we moved them slightly closer, maybe 12, 15 feet, but you could stay on the same spacing if you want. They are super vigorous. Gotcha. They don't slow down for anything.
Kiwi like kiwi fruit, like the green center?
Yeah. Yes. And we can really grow them.
We can grow them here.
Yeah, and there's two types. We can grow a fuzzy one that's fuzzy on the outside, and like just you see in the grocery stores. And then there's a smooth skin one they call a grape.
Really?
Yep, grape kiwi, and it's super sweet, but it's got a smooth skin.
Do they grow on a vine?
Oh yeah,
they grow on a vine.
A big vine.
Really?
Yep.
Yes, you better believe it. And so you try to keep it at one trunk, and then a couple of arms, and then side branches. And if you maintain that, you're in good shape. But if you let it go 1 year, it'll swallow an arbor. And it'll be hard to get in there, you know?
Yeah. Are we going to get vines a different day?
Yeah, we'll come out and get vines because I don't know exactly where we're going to put that stuff yet.
Yeah.
So we got our first start. Our first fruit orchard start.
Our first trip of Mini, I'm afraid.
First trip of Mini.
Well, I shouldn't say I'm afraid.
He said when we're done, it'll be, we'll have fruit from April to November.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to set them up here for you and you lay them down.
Okay. Now, even though it is not cold, we're in the 70s today, you still want to, if you can, if you're traveling with fruit trees, to cover them up because they still can get, wind hit. And you don't want that to happen. So luckily we got a tonneau cover for our farm truck. And this will keep them from getting wind burned.
You know what?
What?
We bought that tonneau cover just so we could haul plants, didn't we?
That's why I was just telling people that people don't know they can still get wind burned even though it's not cold
plants
outside.
Plants have to be protected big time when they're traveling. You need to cover them and take every precaution when you're transferring plants. It's just not thought about
It's
enough.
not thought about at all.
And I mean, a moving blanket is not too much to put on the top
That's
of
right.
them to get them from point A to
Moving
point B.
blanket, even plastic, even cheap plastic,
Anything.
to keep the wind off of them when you're traveling.
To keep them covered. A sheet,
Yeah,
anything.
that's what we used to have with sheets and
It
stuff.
was.
So we do love this nursery so much.
We do. And they're so nice and so willing to help.
It's Petals from the Past. We'll put their information down below if you guys want to check them out. They're just super, super nice.
Yes.
And they do online business, so you can go to their website.
They do. I asked them if they shipped, and they said they do. They are closed on Mondays.
Yes.
But I mean, it's worth the drive from anywhere, in my opinion, to come here, because it's one of the best nurseries I have ever been to. And I'm not just saying that. I mean,
No.
This is no paid advertisement.
No
This
no
is
sponsor. We just like them a lot.
We like them, and look at the beautiful sunset on their sign. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's just a good old down home place that knows their stuff.
Really knows their stuff. Yes, they have classes all the time.
Yes, go to their website and
yeah, everything's there. They got a calendar of events. They got really known for their Blackberry Festival.
And he is so knowledgeable, Jason, as well as his wife and all their staff.
Very knowledgeable.
I mean, there's nobody there that can't answer your question, and if they can't, then they're going to find somebody that can.
Yep.
And that means a lot.
Well, MaryCarl, I got your fruit trees, so you can get to planting them more.
That's right. She's going to hook the auger up, she told me.
She's a smart cookie then.
I kind of was figuring that you're going to do that.
You better believe I'm going to do that.
Well, we want that soil to be good and broke up. And while we could dig it with the post hole diggers, the auger makes easy work out of it.
Yes.
And we'll break that soil up just to the right consistency.
Whew. Well,
Let's get home. We don't have far to go.
We don't have far to go.